So she had a very peaceful transition, it seems like,
Yeah.
while she was on hospice. And was there any drastic change in her, level of comfort before she went on hospice and after she went on hospice?
I think she was doing okay from what she told us. I think she was probably in a lot more pain than she wanted anyone to know. And being at home, not having someone come in to take care of her that could, administer some kind of pain medicine. I don't think she was I don't think she was as free from pain as she was when she was in hospice, where they could really keep it controlled. And I think that's partially because of how stubborn she could be. And the women in our family tend to have a very high threshold for pain, and we don't want to say that we're in pain. So I know I get that from her, but I think she was in a lot more pain than she wanted any of us to realize.
So it seems like, you've mentioned a few times that there are elements of your personality that are derived from her and inspired by her. So she carries on.
Absolutely. It's so funny because I think I'm a very good mix of both of my grandmas, but there are so many things that came from Graham, from my absolute love of Disney to love of musicals. She loved the Rogers and Hammerstein's musicals, The Sound of Music, Oklahoma. I don't necessarily like those ones, but I do like musicals. Um, our love for education, we were very lucky that her uncle had left her a bit of money and she was able to pay for the grandkids to go to school. So graduating from college with zero student debt was amazing. And she was very much a supporter of higher education and doing what you wanted to do in life, to become an accountant and work as a woman. I feel like she'd be the Mary Tyler Moore on the Dick Van Dyke Show, wearing pants to just stick it to the man. And I like to think that I get some of those attributes from her.
Right. So what I'm gathering is that she was very independent, full of life. And if you don't mind my saying this, it seems like when Poppy left us, that was a big change in her life.
Absolutely.
And from what you've told me, that was when things just shifted for her drastically. So can you describe a little bit more about their relationship, because it seems like they were very close?
They were. They were definitely a dynamic duo. They were the kind of couple that would fight. I remember many a time where they would angrily yell at each other, but they loved each other so fiercely, that it never stuck. I guess you'd have to really be close to be willing to ride on a motorcycle for 16 hours to go someplace with someone. I know couples that can't make a car ride for 2 hours without wanting to kill the other one. And it was family first. As the first grandkid, I know I got spoiled a lot. There are way more pictures of me than anyone else. But family was definitely always there for them. The grandkids, we were always at their house. It was always laughter and fun. And they would make us, it's they're probably horrible for you. But it's essentially like a frozen Philly cheesesteak sandwich, strips of meat called steakums. And she would grill these up and we'd eat them on bread, and we would drink unsweetened iced tea that she would make. And to this day, that's the only way I can drink iced tea. It was just so much love and fun and laughter. And we're that crazy family that would have picnics at our house for the holidays, and they'd be playing the adults. I was too young at this point, but they'd be, playing drunken kickball in the front yard. So there was always laughter and love and happiness, and I think they found each other when they really needed each other. It was both of their second marriage. So I think the pieces just fit there really, really well.
That's just amazing that they found each other and were there for each other. And it seems like, she has her priorities, and that was family and ensure that everybody was well educated. And it seems like she promoted her family to live every moment of their life to the fullest.
Absolutely. And to be your own advocate, had she not gone and fought so hard, we probably would have lost her to lung cancer much, much earlier. But she taught us all that, you know your body, you know what's going on. If there's something wrong, you fight until you find somebody that's going to listen to you.
That's great. But it's very inspiring, Jen. So before we conclude, Graham was here today. What would she tell us? How should we live our lives?
She'd say, live your life the way you want to. Don't let somebody tell you what you should be doing. Don't follow other people just because everyone else is doing it. Be true to yourself. If you want to, be a single woman in your 70s, golfing all the time and flirting with 50-year-old men, do it. She never wanted to try and date another man her own age because they were too old for her. So she had a gentleman friend who was like 25 years younger than her. And a lot of women would just be horrified, but it made sense for Graham.
That's fantastic. Thanks for sharing your personal experience with your grandmother, Graham, and allowing us to have a glimpse of her world, or into her world and her journey. And I know it's not easy, Jen, so I really appreciate you taking the time to do this for us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Did you like this story? If so, please subscribe to this channel and like and share the video. Want more? Buy the book, Stories from the Edge of Life, available now on Amazon for more stories like this. All proceeds support Palliative Care Network, a nonprofit dedicated to alleviating suffering and improving the quality of life for patients facing end-of-life issues. Consider extending your contribution by donating through the link below. Thank you for your support.